So what is a condo-tel? I'm going to go over this in this video as I get this question a lot from buyers, and I just ran across the seller recently that owned one in a building that had no clue about it. And this is something that can affect your financing and of course your terms when you go to purchase one for a vacation spot slash like short-term rental, however you plan on to use it. So if you're returning, I appreciate you coming back. And of course, if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Rich. I'm your local Maryland, Delaware realtor. Appreciate you coming by, and stay tuned as we go into this. All right, so let's start off. Let's look at the definition on a condo-tel. Condo-tel is a condominium project that is operated as a hotel with a registration desk, cleaning service, and more. The units are typically individually owned. Unit owners also have the option to place their unit in the hotel's rental program, where it is rented out like any other hotel room to paying guests. It also says condo-tels are typically sold as a secondary home rather than as a primary residence. It's kind of just like what it sounds. It's a condo building that's ran like a hotel, and they actually do rentals, like a hotel. So they'll do nightly rentals, just like anybody coming into town. Like an Airbnb, but more so, they're going to have a front desk staff and employees actually handle all that and give service like an actual hotel. So you can own the unit in this building. It's fee simple, so you own that condo, and you can block it off for personal use, just like anywhere else. And then any other buildings that you would purchase a condo and use it as a vacation rental, and of course personally use it. So how does it affect your financing? So this is what I'm going to go over here next. So majority people that are buying an investment place or a secondary home, like a condo here, like in Ocean City, Maryland, and the Delaware beaches, they're going to be using a conventional loan, like a 30-year fix, or it could be like a 15-year fix. Now, so typically these loans are called conforming loans, and usually what happens, the lender that you're working with usually will package your loan up and they'll sell it off to these government enterprises like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So they have set rules and things they like to see, so the lender has to go by those guidelines. So that's why it's called a conforming loan. And of course, something like a condo-tel does not fall into that. With a condo-tel, it is a non-warrantable, like say condo, or it's a non-conforming type of loan that you would have to get, because a conventional loan will not finance something like a condo-tel. So you have to look at alternative sources for financing, mainly like a community bank, credit unions will do those type of loans. You just have to check. Actually, I have quite a few contacts here in the local area that I could give you that do loans like that. So that's one thing that you want to be aware of. And of course, if you're selling a unit, it's good to know this up front. Not all buyers know about the rules on that financing side. And of course, not all agents know that as well. So, and if you, the seller, don't know that, or if you don't have somebody representing you that doesn't pick that up, you could go under contract and it could tie your place up and of course drag out, and they come to find out they have to switch, or they just can't get financing, so the deal falls apart, which nobody wants that. Nobody wants to waste time. So with a non-conforming loan too, so usually it will require more money down. So like a conventional loan, you can put anywhere from it's usually 5 to 20% down, depending on what you choose and your qualifications. Usually with something like a non-conforming loan, you're usually going to see 25 to 30% down. So a good example that's here in the Maryland, Delaware beach area that I'm thinking of is the Carousel in North Ocean City. If you're familiar with the area, I'm sure you've heard of this hotel. It's been there a long time. Let's talk a little bit more about like pros and cons of like a condo-tel. And so some of the pros of it is that I've seen, and I have like the Carousel in mind. I get a lot of inquiries about when a unit goes up for sale in there, because the sales price is usually a little bit below than most condos that would be similar. And also, you know, with it being a Condo-Tel in the program, they do a lot more nightly rentals, maybe a couple day rentals. That can actually produce more income. So the revenue of something like that, if it's in its rental program, actually usually shows higher than most condos or Airbnb short-term rentals in other buildings that are in like a normal setting. So let's talk about some of the cons with it too that go with that is, you know, you can have higher fees, you know, with a Condo-Tel. To give you an example, you know, average management for short-term rentals can be usually anywhere from 12 to maybe 18%, which averaging being in there is like 16%, the managed property. The last one that I looked at, like in the carousel, I think was more like 20%, maybe a little bit higher than that. So a little bit more on the management side, and there are less finance options available when you go to buy. You know, so it's a little harder to finance, and like I mentioned before, you know, it usually requires a higher down payment. Your interest rate may be higher, depending on what the institution that you go with. So that's really the gist of a Condo-Tel. I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, reach out to me. You know, my contact information is down below in the description. And of course, if you've gotten some value from the video, you know, show the love, you know, click that like button. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any of my content that I come out with every week. Until next time, I'll see you soon.